Hey everyone, and welcome. Let's jump right into this explainer. If you've ever tried to master a new skill, you know for a fact the journey is rarely a straight line, right? Today, we're unpacking the actual mechanics of consistency by looking at a really specific example, Sarah's journey to learn English. Using some fascinating insights from the original source material, we're going to see exactly how small, structured habits can lead to massive breakthroughs.
Man, some days she understood almost nothing. Some days she forgot words she had learned before. Have you ever felt exactly like that? When you're trying to pick up something new, especially a complex language, hitting a brick wall is incredibly common. It's this heavy, isolating feeling, you know? You put in the effort, but it feels like your brain is just a complete sieve.
It was frustrating. Honestly, just let that universal emotion sink in for a second. That overwhelming frustration is the exact point where most people simply throw in the towel. But here's the thing, this is right where Sarah's story pivots.
So, let's look at part 1, the struggle to learn, when everything feels hard. Sarah's baseline is just the perfect example of the beginner's dilemma. She deeply wanted to learn English. The desire was definitely there. But the execution? Everything just felt incredibly hard. She had days where she understood almost nothing. And then there's the ultimate demoralizer, right? Forgetting words she had already learned. It's an abyss, but it's a totally normal part of the learning curve.
But then comes the big shift. Section 2. The 5-minute promise. A small commitment.
This right here is where her trajectory completely changed. The 5-minute promise is exactly what it sounds like, doing something every day even if just for 5 minutes. This strategy is wildly powerful. By making this tiny, totally manageable agreement with herself, Sarah basically found the ultimate antidote to that destructive all-or-nothing mentality. You don't need a 2-hour intensive study block to make progress. You just need to keep the flame alive for 5 minutes.
Which brings us to Section 3. Good days versus bad days. Consistency over perfection.
This is so practical because it shows that consistency absolutely does not require equal effort every single day. Look at how she handled it. On bad days, Sarah's 5 minutes consisted of simply listening to one English song. That's it, box checked. On good days, she had the energy, so she practiced more. The takeaway? You adjust the intensity, but you never drop the frequency.
She never stopped completely. By setting the bar at just 5 minutes, she literally removed her own excuse to quit. It wasn't about being perfect at all. It was just about showing up.
Okay, let's look at the payoff. Section 4. 1 year of progress. The transformation.
I love this because it perfectly visualizes how her skills compounded over 12 months. At the 3-month mark, boom, she broke through and could understand short conversations. Fast forward to 6 months, she hit a really fun milestone, watching a children's movie totally without subtitles. And finally, at the 1-year mark, she faced the ultimate real-world test and actually had a short conversation with a stranger. All of this, the whole shebang, stemmed from that one 5-minute daily habit.
Slowly, things began to change. While progress probably felt agonizingly slow at first, the compounding effect of her promise yielded undeniable results. Those tiny daily deposits eventually created massive wealth in her new language. So what does this all mean? Let's move to Section 5, the secret to success. Sarah is not special. Sarah is not special. She just refused to give up on her difficult days. This is honestly the core truth of learning anything hard. Long-term mastery doesn't rely on some magical, innate talent. No way. It relies entirely on persistence. Sarah succeeded for one simple reason. She engineered a system that let her survive her bad days.
We can distill her success formula down to these 2 actionable steps. Step 1. Absolutely refuse to give up on difficult days. Lower the barrier to entry, but do not quit. Step 2. Immerse yourself. As the source material specifically suggests, you can join their channel to listen to English podcasts, just keeping that daily engagement going.
Which leads us to a final question I really want you to think about. What will your 5-minute promise be today? Seriously, think about that difficult skill you've been putting off or struggling with. You don't have to conquer the whole mountain today. You literally just need to give it 5 minutes. Make that promise to yourself right now and see where you are in a year. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.